Dallas replied. He was scared that Hyun would return. After a while, Urian tells him that he can put her down as she can walk on her own. But Dallas replied, she can't even stand right now, and carrying her doesn't even feel like it, as she is light as weather. Hyun was still looking for them, thinking it would be shameful to go without Dallas. Suddenly, he saw the snake behind him. He gets scared and falls to the ground. But before the snake could bite him, it was killed by someone's arrow. That someone was Surim, who asked Hyun why is he scared of a snake. Then the next day, while Hyun and Dallas were cleaning the yard, Dallas was thinking of what happened last night. He smiled, thinking, he has gotten closer to Urian now. Hyun noticed that Dallas has been smiling all morning, so something must have happened. He asked Dallas about the last night, as he came back later. But Dallas lied to him, saying he couldn't sleep, so he went for a walk before coming back. Hyun knows that Dallas is lying, as he is averting his gaze. Suddenly, Urian came and tells them to move. Dallas saw her attitude and wondered if she is mad because of what they did last night. So he was in her room, thinking, what has she done while thinking of Dallas? Urian then came and tells her that she is there to fulfill her daily duties. She asks Sohee why is she looking so exhausted? So he knows that she can't tell her that she could not sleep because of Dallas. She replied, she is fine and not feeling that tired. So he was looking at Urian and wondered if she has ever shared a bed with a man. Unlike the Yeon Bun, which values courtesy, the slaves eat together and the men and women have a closer relationship. She saw her with Hyun many times, and that she is the center of attention. After cleaning the room, Urian tells Sohee to rest and left. After Urian left, Sohee thought that earlier, when she had doubts, she could turn to Urian. But now she can't tell her, as it's about Dallas. She then imagined Urian and Dallas together and wondered if they are like that. Outside, Dallas saw Urian returning, so he called her name, but she gave him a cold expression. Dallas couldn't understand. Why does it feel harder to speak to her now? He was looking at her doing the work and thought he should talk with her alone. Hyun was staring at Dallas and decided to not let him out of his sight. But then, the head servant arrived and asked for Hyun. He said, he is going to give new tasks to the foreign servants, so he need his help in counting and writing. Hyun tried to escape by saying he should take Dallas with him, as he is not smart. But the head servant starts dragging him, saying everyone knows Dallas is known of his might than his mind. After they left, Dallas went close to Urian and said he needs to talk to her about last night. Urian tells him to not worry and said she is fine. Dallas wondered, now that they are close to each other, so why does it feel so difficult to talk? Urian then looked at his face and tells him to follow her. They went inside a hut, where Urian asked him what exactly he wants to talk about. Dallas nervously replied that he wants to do it again. But Urian asked why should she do it again, as they are not even married. But then, she noticed his rod and decides to help him a little. Meanwhile, the madam of the house was with her maid and tells her to give a detailed report of what happened. The maid replied, the third son of the Kinpan, Dohabu, is staying in Sosan. The madam said that the general is an official from the 4th class. So what is he doing there, as it's not make any sense? The maid apologized and said, it's because of Lady Surim. She announced that she will not marry any man that is weaker than her. No one take her seriously at first and agreed to her conditions, but she defeated them in seconds and said they are not man enough to marry her. Madam then went to check on her eldest daughter, Surim. She entered the room and scolds her for sleeping till midday. She also tells her to put some clothes while sleeping, as it's not proper for a woman to show her body. She then tells her about the third son of the Kinpan family, who will come to meet her in person. Surim replied, she already told her that she doesn't want to marry a guy who is weaker than her. Her mother tells her to stop being stubborn and asked if there is anyone stronger than her. Surim remembered about Song and said, yes, there is a man stronger than her. Meanwhile, so he was looking for Dolos, as she has something to tell him. A young girl approached her and asked if she is looking for someone. So he replied that she is looking for Dolos, and if she can find him for her, then they can play jump rope. At the same time, inside the hut, Urim asked Dolos, why is it getting bigger? He said, He keep thinking about what happened yesterday. It's been like that since morning. Urim replied that she was out of her mind yesterday, but if he stay like that, it will be painful. She tells him to take his pants off so she can help him with it. She hold it in her hands and wondered, how is it so hard and hot? She then used her mouth to help him relax, and Dolos starts to enjoy it. The girl then arrived at the barn and start looking for Dolos. And then, she finds Dolos in one of the huts. She wondered, why his pants down, and his breathing is also heavy. But she hurried back, thinking, she will just tell the lady that she found him. Suddenly, Urim shouts, as Dolos came on her. He quickly apologized to her, saying he just could not hold it. Urim wondered why her head is getting dizzy. Also, her stomach starts burning up just by the smell. She said, someone will catch them if they stay any longer and try to leave. As she was going back, Dolos held her hand from behind and asked her to not go. Meanwhile, the little girl informed Sohi that she found Dolos in the back barn. She explained that brother Dolos was acting weird, as he didn't have pants on and his breathing was heavy. So he thought that Dolos is doing that thing again, and thanked the little girl for informing her. Back at Dolos, he turned Urim and lifts her skirt. So he was going to the back barn while thinking that he did it yesterday, and now he is doing it again, which means he is thinking about having sex with her every day.